Hey guys, Adam here with AmericanMuscle.com. Today we're taking a closer look at and dyno testing our Rev-X by SCT tuner with 3 5-star custom tune available for the 05 to 10 Mustang GT. You should be checking out this handheld tuner if you're looking for a custom tune that's going to help maximize your Mustang's potential, especially if you've got bolt-ons or if you're heavily modded. Regardless of what you got under the hood or going on with your Mustang, this thing here is going to be good for some good horsepower and torque gains, as well as better throttle response and acceleration, and really just an overall better performing motor. Now this 93 octane tune is what we're testing out, but of course you can request the tune of your choice, whether it be an 87 just for the street, 91 or 93 to really maximize everything. Alright guys, so of course at first we established our baseline run, completely bone stock with just 93 octane in the tank, strapped it down, ran it, walked away with 270 horsepower, 299 foot-pounds of torque at the rear wheels. We then of course uploaded our 5-star 93 octane tune, ran it again under the same conditions, walked away with 285 horsepower, 310 foot-pounds of torque for peak gains of 15 horsepower and 10 torque at the rear wheels. Pretty good gains for peak, but we see even more impressive gains under the curve. Now the curve is coming in at the high end of the RPM band at around 5,600 RPMs. We're looking at a good gain of 32 horsepower and 29 foot-pounds of torque at the rear wheels at the top end. Now that is very impressive for just a very simple 93 octane tune. Now we're seeing really good gains across the RPM band, so overall this really did pass the test. We're walking away with something that's going to be a lot more enjoyable on the street. You're also getting a lot more features with the Rev-X, including Wi-Fi capabilities, gauges, and data logging so you can monitor live engine vitals on the fly. You're getting wireless updates, cloud sync capability, so on and so forth. Now, I'll break that down in a minute as well. Just know that this device is coming in right around 400 bucks, and the install is getting 1 out of 3 wrenches on our difficulty meter. Anybody can tackle it in the driveway at home in about 15 or 20 minutes with absolutely no prior experience. You're really just following the directions on screen once you plug it in. I'm going to take you guys through every step of the process, starting with tuning the vehicle. We'll talk dyno numbers and then get into the features. All right guys, step number 1, grab the harness included in the Rev-X kit. We're going to plug that into the OBD2 slot underneath the driver's side dashboard toward the left side, just above your clutch pedal. Plug the other end into the top of your Rev-X. Put your key in the ignition, turn the ignition on, but don't start your engine, and we can hop right into tuning. First things first, from the main menu, we're going to jump right into tuning our vehicle. So you're going to press Program Vehicle, the top selection from the main menu, confirm your VIN, and at this point it may ask you to connect your device to Wi-Fi, especially if you need to update your device or if you need to sync your cloud files. Now, we've already updated our device, so I'm going to hit skip, but if you haven't done so already, connect to Wi-Fi and update the device. If 5-star put your tunes on the cloud, what you want to do is continue with cloud sync, so you can pull them off the cloud wirelessly to your device. We've already taken care of that, so we're going to hit skip, just letting you know it's not legal for street use in California or pollution controlled vehicles. Make sure your key is in the on position, but do not start your engine. Now at this point, it's going to ask you to select your tune. Now in our case, we have a 93 octane tune. It all depends on what you requested for your tune, but in this case, we're going to see what the 93 octane tune does. Now, because we use this tuner for a bunch of videos here, we have a lot of tunes on the device. Yours will only have the one you requested. In this case, we're going to use that 93 Performance from 5-star. That's this one here. I'm going to go ahead and select that. At this point, it may ask you if you want to make any additional changes to the tune. Those changes could be things like rear tire size, gear ratio, speed limiter, rev limiter, so on and so forth. At this point, it's letting us know it's going to disable the preloaded tunes. That's fine. We want to continue with that. And then load the custom tune. All right, it's instructing you to turn your key off and back on, but don't start the engine. At this point, it's going to save your stock tune to the device. That way you can always revert back to stock at any point. And once that's taken care of, it'll move into actually flashing the vehicle. Now keep in mind guys, it may load 0 to 100 a couple of times, so you just want to have a little bit of patience. Just don't disconnect your device at any point and don't turn your vehicle off. All right, once the last one is done, program is complete, you can hit done, takes you right back to the main menu. Now I'm going to take you through some of the actual Rev-X features aside from programming vehicle, walking through the menus. So now we've already looked at program vehicle. Underneath that is gauges and data logging. Now this is going to allow you to monitor some of your live engine vitals. So you want to make sure your key is on, and press continue. It's going to tap into the ECU. You're going to want to select your vehicle. It'll give you a list of different options there, including Ford 07 and newer, Ford 08 and older, things like that. Once you select that, it'll move into the gauges. Now, in this case, we've got one gauge layout that has 8 different vitals. This is the most you can track at once. Super useful. As you can see, we have battery voltage, intake air temperature, coolant temperature, desired idle, so on and so forth. If you wanted to change any of them, why don't we go into gauge layout. We'll change it to something a little easier to read, like just 2 gauges. We'll have one on the top, one on the bottom. Battery voltage, coolant temp. If you wanted to change one of them, all you have to do is select. So we'll change battery voltage, go to item, we'll change that to air intake temp, hit approve, and it swaps that out. So you can track so many different engine vitals all at once, super useful. You can change it so that it mounts in landscape or portrait orientation. You can start recording the data log to communicate that with your tuner to make any updates, or if you want to track how things are performing. So we're gonna hit stop and that'll take you back to the main menu. Vehicle functions is underneath that. Read and clear DTC or diagnostic trouble codes. Check engine light comes on, plug your Rev-X in. You don't need any code reader. You can do it right with the device. Read the code. It'll give you the code and a description. You can clear it. Special functions, most guys won't need to worry about. That's more like cam reset or cam relearn. We're gonna go ahead and exit. Vehicle info. This will give you important data such as your VIN number, your ECU strategy, all of the things you'll need to request new tunes in the future. Occasionally your tuner will ask for your strategy code or your VIN. That's right on the device. Device info, similar, but more on the device side. You have serial number, part number, firmware version. The serial number is something you need for new tunes as well. Under that, device settings. The top 4 are pretty important. Check for updates, cloud file sync, upload data to cloud, and Wi-Fi. You'll need Wi-Fi to be able to use the top 3. So Wi-Fi connectivity, connect to your local network. You can upload the data log I just showed you to the cloud to give to your tuner. You can download files that they upload to the cloud directly to your device, and you can check for updates. I recommend checking for updates anytime that you're gonna retune your vehicle. You can always do it right on the device with Wi-Fi. Underneath that, there's just simple display options. You have day, night mode, orientation, you can change the color. Real simple stuff, and you can change the orientation. That's useful for guys who maybe have a windshield mount, you want to mount it a certain way, you can orient it however you like. Hit exit, right back to the main menu, and that's your Rev-X. Well guys, that's going to wrap up my review and dyno testing of the Rev-X by SCT tuner, available for the 05 to 10 Mustang GT. If you want to pick this handheld up and reap all of its benefits, you can do so right here at AmericanMuscle.com.